Let me put the question to you again. Should he have spoken out earlier? Should he have saved lives, Anton, as some have suggested?
I don't think it would have saved lives, quite frankly. It seems that a lot of the American electorate, and certainly Donald Trump, is impervious to this kind of scandal. I don't think it would have saved lives at all. Look, Bob Woodward argues that he had to follow up. He had to verify elements of the story. He had to check other aspects of the story, and the story wasn't immediately relevant until it became clear how big the pandemic was and how serious an issue it was, and just what Donald Trump's public view was. So I think, when you're writing a book, you have difficult decisions to make about what's news and what to keep back for the book when you're a journalist writing a book. I think you could argue that keeping it in the book, doing all the verification and double checking that a book requires beyond daily journalism, and particularly the impact of a book from Bob Woodward, who's clearly one of the most influential and powerful journalists in America, that has more impact on the eve of an election than it would have had at the time.
One argument against that, Anton, is that why would it take 7 months to verify that information? And the conventional wisdom that some are suggesting is that there's a bit of selfishness here, holding all of this back for the book. In other words, valuing book sales over public health.
I don't think it would take 7 months to verify, but it would have taken some time possibly to verify, because the work you have to do in doing a book is different from what you do for daily journalism. So, I myself have just finished a book in which there are elements that would have made hard news stories, admittedly none that would have saved or cost lives. But it's a decision you have to make along the way, because writing a book is a different process from daily journalism. Did he do it out of selfishness? I think there's a reasonable argument that he did it for maximum impact on the eve of the election.
Just the other issue in conclusion is you've also got to ask yourself what compelled Donald Trump to give those 17 interviews in the first place.
Well, I think that's a very good question. And I think it's another case of Trump's ego and narcissism getting the better of him. It seems from the reports I've read that he boasts about his relationship with famous journalists and powerful journalists. And so he finds it irresistible. It's very odd for a president, for somebody of his standing and his record, to still be so enamored of celebrity journalists. But I think we see time and time again that Donald Trump's narcissism is out of control and often overrides what would be better judgment or the judgment of his advisors.
The book is called Rage. It's by the author Bob Woodward, and that was Anton Harber, professor of journalism at Wits University. I want to